All right, let's see if we can get a signal from the back cave. God. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Reality Scoot Gamers Saturday morning edition of the Jedi Academy with your man with the plan, Ranger J, 1999. Welcome you guys into another fun-filled day of, scientific inquiry. We're not really going to do that. We're just here to talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a mobile game brought to you by Capital Games. And welcome to the show. We do this every Saturday for the most part, barring my internet being out like it was all week, where natural disasters seem to occur, or if it's a holiday, like I took 2 weeks off. It was 4th of July. I had to do it. It was 4th of July. But welcome to the show. And if you're new to the program, this is a pretty straightforward show. We invite and whoever can be on as many content creators to the Zoom call, and we're here to do nothing but answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So this is a Q&A show. We do this for 2 hours straight, so if you have a question, go ahead and get your questions in, and the way you get your question scooped up and answered, and we go in order of the questions, is put the word question in front of your actual question statement, and we will get that scooped up. Now, it's important that you put the word question in front of your actual question statement because I use Nightbot as a filtering tool, and the filtering word, we just keep it simple. I just use the word question. So if you have a question you want to pose to the panel, feel free to put that in and or comment that you want us to respond to. And we'll see who shows up. Different content creators have different schedules, so we just leave it open for them to pop in. So they pop in if they can. Sometimes we have a ton, sometimes we have a few, but it doesn't matter. We have people here that will answer your questions to the best of our ability. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend. It is the middle of the summer in July. In the U.S., it is hot as dog shit here. Holy God, is it hot? It's ridiculously hot. Very, very, very not cold. And so yeah, I hope everyone's having a good morning. Grab your coffee, or maybe it's later in the afternoon, grab some afternoon tea, or maybe it's late in the evening and you need a good cold, ice cold beer. It doesn't matter. Grab whatever you need. Let's sit back, have some fun. Do this for 2 hours. Now for streaming, just as for RSG, and I always let the content creators that come on here pimp their stuff at the end of the show. I think we're supposed to do D&D tonight. I'm not sure what we're doing. I think we're supposed to have a new new player stream tonight, but we'll see what transpires. I'm trying to get the final word on that. My allergies are kicking my ass. If you see me with tears in my eyes and me being congested the way I am, it is because of that. It is because of the pollen or ragweed. I think it's ragweed season right now, and for some reason, once in a while, the pollen and crap starts flying, and I started crying. So it's bleh. I always wake up with like a congested, kind of head and eyes watering first thing in the morning. So I have to go take something to clear it up a little bit. And we're getting some signal degradation. Hold on. And yeah. If the internet gets a little wonky, just bear with me, guys. Again, if you guys you normally follow this channel, the power company cut down trees, which basically destroyed the line that goes for our internet. And I just literally got it back yesterday. And on top of that, they're still working on stuff for the internet. So if it gets a little wonky, I apologize. You have to bear with it. I'm still trying to adjust everything with everything that's going on with the internet, but we should be good. If we get a little wonky here or there, don't go anywhere. Just stay tight. If it goes down, don't worry. I'm on it. I'll do the best I can. I've got a backup if need be. Of course, if that goes down, then we're hosed again like previous, where I had nothing. So there you go. Good morning to everybody in the channel. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Dakota. Good morning, Ray Rock. I'm going to try you fabulous friends of the program. Someone joined me in the Zoom call. I think they Epic Fails joined me. Well, so
Howdy ho,
hello,
Ranger.
hello, my friend. Dealing with the internet bullshit again, so hang tight here.
Yeah.
Uh, what am I on right now? Let me see if I need to go to the backup because it's being a little wonky at the moment. I'll watch it. If it gets a little crazy, then we'll switch. But how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm good. It's funny you were out because I was on vacation for the last about 10, 11 days.
That's nice.
For some reason, I took a 2,000-mile road trip from hot to wet to hotter and wetter somehow throughout the United States, which I wasn't too far away from where you're at in Texas.
uh,
Um, so
well, everything
yeah,
else
I've
is
been a
good.
little hit and miss in the game, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
Conquest, it's fun. 2 thumbs up. Yeah.
It's I so for me, Conquest is just one of those things now. It's kind of like mod depression. I do it. I'm not doing it because I enjoy it. I mean, by the time you're doing the third Conquest, you've seen everything and everything. I do like some of the boss changes and stuff, and I do like some of the.
Get red this time.
Mm,
Um, I mean, it's fun. I've had really good, what do you call it? The thingies you add on. Now I'm blanking. Um,
Datacrons,
yeah,
Omicrons,
the crons for Conquest.
the
Uh,
crons, all the crons.
yeah, I have good sets. Like it's fun, but it's still like
Oh,
how many
it's broken, dude.
crystals you have to use to just get through the nodes and hit the things is like
Yeah, I mean, Conquest. It's just I want Malgus, and I mean, other than
agreed.
Dad Bob Boba Fett, I think all the con,
Past.
they've been pretty damn good. I mean, they're really solid
Excellent.
ships
Excellent. Yes.
and characters. But the process of getting them is just like, oh my god. I mean, as I was saying before, the internet went wonky on me again. The boss fights are cool, but by the time you've done it the third time, it's the same thing. It doesn't really bring any excitement to me. I'm the other opposite. And I already had 2 red crates. The only thing I'm doing now is just because I'm doing all the crap for Datacrons,
Yeah.
and just testing those out. I mean, I just did one for Jedi Knight Luke. I'm going to do one for CLS. We've got the other ones from the big set from the previous set that I'm running with, and people are frustrated with Datacrons. People are frustrated with a lot of things. I mean, it's just Conquest. It's just one of those things. It's like a necessary evil. You do it because you got to, not because it's really cool and you enjoy it. I mean, there are people out there that enjoy Conquest, and God love you. I mean, that's great, but for me, I do not enjoy it. It's repetitive. I go through, I do the battles. I mean, I try to have fun with it with the fans that I'm streaming, but it's almost unstreamable content because it's so boring. A lot of times it's repetitive battles and stuff that you have to do. Um,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
it's definitely frustrating because you get certain battles with you lose stamina, and it's some of these feats are just you have to set it up for like sector 4. Really, the best way to do it for the sector 4 feats, if you have inquisitors, well, even if you have them low start, is the final boss fight. But you just have to sit there repetitively and do it. And same thing with the Geonosians, you just sit there repetitively and do it. And as a player, I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's it's the same team going in trying to be as efficient as you can with it. Again, you talked about the crystals, but I mean, yeah. For Mangus, we do what we need. For he is great and powerful, but
Agreed.
Conquest is a thing, and Datacrons we've talked at those in nauseum. So I mean, God.
So do you want me to rant about that now? I have a different take on it now than
Well, I mean,
just in
sure.
general,
I mean,
but
they've been out and they're broken. I don't know how else I don't know how else to put them. I've got the big ones, and I've seen what the effect they've had in Upper Khyber. I'm waiting for them to trickle down, especially with this new set. They're giving a lot more stuff for them, but they really are broken, man. I mean, if you want to give your short take, we'll start getting some questions from the folks. Go for it, brother.
sure. So it it's not even about that per se because the first thing, like you said, I barely engage. Did I get 2 threes? I don't know. Like you couldn't get enough stuff to do anything. So at my level,
Sure.
like people may have put 2 on defense, whatever. I had 2. I kept them mainly for offense. It was fine. No one has squads that they can really do much above 5, and you had to get money to even get to practically a 5 in the first set.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fine. But what I find hilarious, and this is my real problem. So I don't know if you've seen some of the economy changes they've made sneakily, but they tell us that the free economy stuff is done, right? At the con. They're like, nah, everything's good. Well, they set up the economy for Datacrons, and 3 weeks later, oh no, this isn't any good. We're going to change that. We can change that within a week of finding out that no one's using it in 3 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't fix the absolute gear cluster that we have to even get things to gear 12. I mean, once you get to gear 12, it's a whole different problem. But even getting there, like last night, I really felt it. I took 2 characters from, I don't know, like 8 to 10 to essentially gear 12. I didn't put any of the pieces on them, but it took 400 Trabantes, you know?
Yeah.
So now I'm down under 500 again. And, you know, it's like, they haven't adjusted that in the free one. Like I'm getting less simming it now than I did before. Like consistently I'm getting, I don't know, 18 to 22. I don't even get the high range anymore, which is
forever,
24, 25, 26. Like I never see those again. Like that needs to double. And that's something they could do, you know, within 5 minutes. That's just putting a ×2. We know they do it. They turn it on and off for the other stuff. The other thing they did sneakily, I don't know if you noticed, the weekly thing for the last 2 ones has had Chirotechs in them.
What do you mean?
For
which
your
one?
ally points. Now, in theory,
ally
that's
points. Yeah. Okay, go.
In theory, that's great. But guess what? That takes away from. If you're trying to farm, or the high-end people who've dumped probably millions of ally points into Datacrons, I know they won't care about the Kairos, but it's really the mid guys who may have put some of like hundreds of thousands into that. Now you're putting a premier piece in a place where that hasn't been adjusted either at all. Like you either have a bunch or you don't. And what you get for simming it is not much. Like it can't keep up, right? There's no way.
Oh, the drop rate is horrible for Chirotechs. I mean,
yeah, no, but I'm just talking about using ally points to get either the Datacron stuff,
right,
or buy the equipment out of the weekly shipments. Like you're gonna run out fast because you're only getting like 300-ish at your pulls of the different places you get them if you're simming all that stuff. Like that if they're gonna place such a emphasis on now ally points to get this stuff, and also the other one is what's the one you get the gear from where you crunch the extra character?
What, the challenges?
No, where you get character the shard store. So the shard store is the other one they put super pressure on now, because you either have to buy the gear, and that's mainly where you get the gear 12 gear to go to Relic, and you need Relic 3 for the Datacrons. And like they've now built this terrible card house that just is going to implode on it, because like if they don't change something with the requirements or how much we're getting, like I don't see Datacrons going anywhere for anybody low. Like it's just going to be a whale thing at the top. And I mean, we could get into the other game they just released essentially in the Philippines, but like I don't know if they care, but like this is going to crush a lot of people, because the way you get crystals is JAC. The matchmaking sucks. If you do well, you're going to keep on going up, and there's these guys who just want to fall, and like there's going to be this middle cluster where you have people with unbeatable Datacron and a person who has no way to even fight in GAC. And like that is going to be, it's already happening. I mean, there's streams you can find other guys. But I'll give just one example about that. So I went against a Lord Vader with one. Luckily it wasn't 9. I don't know. It was a 3 or 5. I took the SLKR DACA one against it. Didn't kill a character, right?
It had
And
health,
I
so
even
yeah, I've got that
yeah,
one.
it
It's
had health
nasty.
steal. It had a lot of health
Well, it
steal,
also
almost
does a
100%.
cooldown reduction if it's the one it's the one I have. Yeah, it's
I
horrible.
don't know if it had that, but it definitely had the health steal.
Yeah.
And I put a Datacron on him, killed no one. So I go in with my Jedi Master Luke, right? With a good squad. They're highly relic. They're fast. I don't have Jolie up there, so I substitute someone for him. I think Shaq T maybe. And I have a Datacron for them. I walked over it. But this is like the guessing game now, right? If I would have guessed right, I could have walked over it. I would have won that match. Because I guessed wrong, it took both my GLs that I had on offense and both my Datacrons to get through it for half the banners too. I don't know. That just
Well, yeah,
it's a new level of RNG
yeah.
that I don't.
I mean,
We'll see.
we're adjusting to it, but I mean, now they've got a whole new batch of Datacrons because I'm pretty familiar with the other Datacrons now, what they do and everything. But hold on, they're temporary. Here comes a new set, and it's like, oh, well, I have to figure this crap out now. What it does,
Yeah.
it adds
But
an unnecessary.
it's not even figuring it out because I watched Arnold and like he I don't think he could have beat the Ray that the guy put down on defense. Literally. I mean, he would have had to keep all his GLs for offense.
Yeah, that's where GL
to figure it out.
At our level, yeah, that's where it's kind of getting to right now. I mean, I used to play defensively in GAC, but I can't really do that as much, mainly because you talked about the matchmaking. But I'm around 400 to 600. I fluctuate in that range there. But I mean, even at that level, I'm getting people with minimum 800,000 GP more than me. I had that one round where I had 10.4, 10.5 versus my 8.9. I mean, so I mean, it's one of those things where, and I won some of those, but it's and I have a winning record, but the Datacrons really had a huge impact on some of my wins and some of my losses. It just seems unnecessary. I said this before, and I'll say it now before we get to questions here. Omicron's fantastic idea. I love Omicrons. I think they really add a lot to the game. I think they're fun. I think they bring squads up that were not necessarily there. And I mean, Wampa and other characters like that are just add such a value to.
I'm excited for Night Sisters. I think I'm gonna. Well, not because 3v3 it's worthless, but I think for the next 5, if I have 20, I think I'm gonna do it just to see what goes on. I love Omicron. I mean, even though the getting the 20 is a slog, I think they're the best thing that's come in. Honestly.
No, I think they're great. Yeah, the mats are what they are, but the Omicrons have they add some spice. The Datacrons have completely lost me on this, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, for give an example, the ones that I have with Ayla, broken. Ray, it's very broken. You can beat it, but you have to have the right team and the right setup for it. JMK is okay. The one for Vader, I figured out the combo for it. I messed around with it. Fennec can still take it out, but you have to go with it BAM on there, which means you have to have the fully developed team for that with BAM now because of the way the Datacron plays.
Arnold did that in one I watched.
Yeah, it's really horrifying. And we got this new one. I just got the new one for Jedi Knight Luke, and that thing looks stupid, man. I haven't hit the 25% turn meter one. I don't really need it for the one that's on Luke because I've got the 15% turn meter for Luke every time somebody does a special, and I'm just looking at that like, that's what you want to give to Jedi Knight Luke. Cool. And I'm looking at the one for JML, but I'm probably gonna do the one for CLS and see if I get the turn meter on that. I mean, it'd be pretty.
CLS, cool. I've heard something. People think that one's really gonna be.
Yeah,
broken.
If you get the 25% turn meter with some of the bonuses, and I think the problem with Datacrons too is the stats are way overclocked for this crap. I mean, the one I have for Kenobi has damn near 600% health still. That's just outrageous. I mean, it just is. So, we got a donation, $7.77 from the good man Clayton, the Mad Chad lad, he says Ranger lives. Yes, buddy, I came back yesterday, did a stream, finally got the internet back, and so we were doing the Jedi Academy. Hope you're having a good. Clayton's, I think, building a deck. I think last time I talked to him. So, all right, let's get to some questions. Again, if you have a question you want to pose, make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement or comment you want us to comment on. You can see examples of that in the chat already. So just follow that format, and we will get your questions scooped up. Not too shabby, not too hard, and let's have a conversation. And make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Yada yada yada, humana, dum 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 dum. All right, let's see here, and good morning to everybody as you continue coming in. Yeah, drink some coffee, get some caffeine in you. I know it's early here in the U.S. It's early for me. I really love you guys because I get up early on a Saturday morning when I could be sleeping in and do this. So, but it's worth it. Darcion 1972. Well, he's got a few questions, and we're gonna start with him. He says, question. Have the Inquisitors and Grand Inquisitor event been the most disappointing release in the game? I'm going to say
No.
What's a worse?
And I hate them.
What's worse than Grand Inquisitor? I did it. It was definitely disappointing, the event and the character. And the
Rogue
team.
One. I mean, but I think the biggest one is the prepared team. Everybody thought prepared was going to lead to something or have a mechanic, and
prepared for who?
Just the prepared team.
It can. You have to take it. Clayton actually has taken that team up, but it's like Relic 7, Relic 8 with the offensive mods. Oh, it's nasty. It's super nasty, bro. I mean, listen, but I mean, who's
I
take
was
those up to
laughing about
seven?
the relic levels. I mean,
yeah, but that's what you have to do. But it's a nasty team. I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah, but can it be if you took all your Imperial troopers to 7 and 8?
It depends on the speed.
I mean, can it really?
Yeah, it can, because Dash with the speed, if he gets out in front, your host. I mean, Imperial troopers.
Oh well,
yeah, it comes down to the mods.
Well, that's what I mean, but that's not released. You can't. I forgot about Dash.
Yeah.
But you have to take out Dash. He's not included in it.
Yeah, he is. Dash is part of the prepared team. Absolutely, because he's got the mechanic with his.
No, but on release, the question was
on release. Okay, yeah.
So
it was still a decent.
It's team. Only Kira.
Yeah, it was still decent. I don't know if it reached the level. Plus, you didn't have to go through all the rigmarole and like, I mean, Inquisitors, you had all the car techs, and it led to a legendary that I didn't. I mean, those were all marquees, and it was part of the marquee release of 2019 saga.
All those were marquees too.
Yeah.
All in a straight line. They led to nothing. And their Combantes. I bet if you look at stun guns and Combantes, especially at the time, they were brutal. I think I think because they don't lead to anything, they were probably the worst release. Because everybody got hyped. It was Jabba or something.
Yeah, well, we thought.
I mean, it led to Dash, but
I don't know if it was worse than the Grand Inquisitor one. I'm just trying to think of this. Dabod Boba Fett says, "What else?" Yeah, Dabod Boba Fett was kind of a letdown. He's not that. He's
dud.
And TW has some uses.
Yeah, but
it's TW.
He takes, what, three full Omicrons to do it. I mean,
yeah, and he doesn't really have a home in GAC at all. I mean,
none.
I use him as a part of a bounty hunter cleanup team, and that's sad.
Yes.
I'm just going through all the releases in my head that were disappointing. None of the legendaries have been disappointing, other than Grand Inquisitor. I'm going to say Grand Inquisitor. I'm going to throw it down on there because the 2,000 Kairos, and that's not including Grand Inquisitor for the 5 Inquisitors. The team itself sucked before he came in. Our hope was that he would at least do something. And to be fair, Grand Inquisitor and TW can do some stuff like that about Boba Fett. However, it at best with a legendary character. I mean, Jedi Knight Luke and Gas can take out GLs. I mean, maybe you can possibly, and don't say me you can take out stuff if it has a datacron, because datacron's temporary. I'm thinking long term. The event was awful. It was brutal. It took me 4.5 hours to beat it with Relic 5 characters with God mods, which is absolutely insane. And it's just been a letdown. I can't think of anything I've been more disappointed in this game.
I'm gonna change mine. I think Beskar Mando, actually.
No way, Beskar Mando's awesome.
He's he stinks, man.
What are you
You
talking
you could
about?
you could do stuff with him, but like think about
He's
what
in.
you had to do to get him,
What do you mean? He
and
was
then
easy.
not really. I mean, you had to go through all the thing,
No, no, no. I think you're getting.
Kara or what's her
Mm,
face,
well,
and
yeah,
all
but
that stuff.
cars, but I mean, the characters you had to use are great characters, but you could do that event a low tier. You just had to. It's like a cinematic event. It's kind of like the GLs, and I actually like that event because it had the music from Mando in there, and it's scenes from the show. The fights like
See,
with the.
I think you're thinking of this differently. I'm thinking the character itself, not as the teams have progressed and when they came out. Like the Mon
No,
Mothma, the like because Fennec Shan wasn't out, right? Sure, he's great now with Fennec and some of the other, or you can put some other squads around him.
I
He does things, but when he was out by himself, he didn't make it with the squad that you had to use to do it. Plus, I don't think his ship was out yet. His ship came after. So, like, everything that's built on him, yeah, he's good now. But when he was released, go back and look at Arnold's video. He
I
was
don't look at
worth
ours very. I was going to my own experience
no,
and other players, but Bam.
no. I did it. I got him within months of him coming out, and I'll tell you, he sat there at year
Oh, I had him.
7.
No way. I had him up immediately.
Yeah, but it was terrible.
No,
He had no team.
No, Bam, IG, and
He was
Quill
terrible.
with Vandor, Chewie, Elf. There was a few combinations we came up with very quickly, and he was a nightmare initially. I mean, because we always figure out counters, right? But Bam, IG, Quill, still even to this day, is a fantastic team.
Sure,
You're not gonna use
I
Kara,
used it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean Nest, Vandor, or L3 Vandor with that team was
Yeah, but how
just.
many people had that? Like, I know you're about a million plus above me. No one in the mid tier had any of that when he came out, or like that. Sure, you had to have Quill and IG at a level to get him, and they are. I love those two characters. I think they're way better than Bam is, and that's my problem with it. I think those two characters make the team, not Bam. He does
No,
his
Bam is his kid is phenomenal. I love.
his whistling bird stink.
Oh no, Whistling Birds. If you have them with the right team, is like the
That's
Whistling Birds,
terrible.
two teams that Whistling Birds just absolutely destroys on with him with Dash. Oh my God, what a nasty
Yeah,
team!
but we're talking right. You're going forward.
I know, but
The question was at release,
all right.
not what we do now.
But even then, he was still a phenomenal
No,
character.
he was terrible.
Nah,
He was awful.
no, he was good, and he's still good. That's my point. He's actually gotten better over time. Doesn't
Sure, and Grand Inquisitor will like if we look at this in a year, I guarantee you, Grand Inquisitor will find
will
something.
well, no, he can take out some A level teams. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for a legendary character, when I compare him to say Star Killer. I mean, good lord, there's like night
Sure,
and day.
yeah,
And the characters you got, I think that if you compare the two last legendary or legend event, Starkiller was a home run for CG. The characters
yeah,
phenomenal. The four characters that came with them were unbelievable.
I agree.
And then you look at this one, it's like it's night and day.
No, it will. Part of this is colored because the characters to get him. Not only do you have to what they're relic 5. I haven't even started on
It's
it.
Relic 5 for all
Yeah,
five of the
so that
characters.
I mean that automatically
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
it.
The other ones were it's four characters for Relic 5, but I mean, um, you just want when you do a farm like it's like when I did the relics for Bad Batch. I had to take them up to high relics because of was going for Lord Vader. So you have to do that anyway. Bad Batch is a phenomenal team. I mean, they're so good.
You say Rolo. I mean, Rolo is terrible.
She's yeah for us. Yeah, she has her uses, but yeah, Rolo was kind of she has a moment. Um, but no. All right, let's get to the next question here. Is Star Science's question. We saw a max exodus of game when the relics came out, but I have not seen so many people leave in at all guild levels in the release of Datacrons. Do you think CG has anything fun coming up? I hope so. This has not been a good couple of months for releases.
Yep.
Uh,
I'll tell you that their fun is called Lord of the Rings heroes.
I have barely seen that. Again, my internet's been out this week, and I just started checking it out. I got to see more before I even say anything because
It looks horrific. The graphics are from literally, and I'm stealing this from Arnold and AP because they both streamed it for hours now.
Yeah, I saw AP had streamed it, and
they're like PlayStation 1 graphics. It's crazy. Because there was a video game, and I'm going to butcher what the name is. I don't remember. But it was where you took this one ranger guy with one of the elves who was a spirit, and you just fought the orcs. So all those assets that exist. And the really funny thing about this game is, I don't know if anybody liked Dragon Age Origins, but EA made a mobile game for that, and it has like a lot of these kind of characters. And this came out about a year, at least a half a year before Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes did, because I played it for quite a while before I accidentally deleted it.
well,
The graphics, yeah, the graphics in that one look better than this game, and that's sad because that's from like 14 when they started. Now, granted, they were able to take the assets from the 3 Dragon Age Origin games. No, 2 were out at that time. I don't remember if the 3rd one had come out yet. Maybe it had. But anyway, even though they were able to steal assets, because we know EA loves to do that from other stuff they have, it looked better on worse devices than this does on computer.
Yeah,
like he had to.
I'll have to wait on judgment on it. So I mean, but I
It's
mean,
beta though.
it's
first
beta, yeah. So
October.
let's wait and see what let's see what the final product is. But that's interesting. I will have to go check it out. All right. Fun stuff for SWGOH. I mean,
Hopefully Ravager. Hopefully, we get that new Rebel capital ship soon
the Profanity
with
yeah.
some other ships. I'm hoping.
Yeah, we got Raven's Claw. I may be having to eventually. I'm not ready to say it yet. I'm not ready to say it yet, but this could, if they keep on this track, this could be the year of the ship because my God, we've got a lot of ships this year. I'm pleasantly surprised.
When you think the next Conquest is gonna have to be a ship again?
Someone talked about the pattern of Conquest, like it's 2 character ship, 2 character ship. Not that they would. I don't know if they're gonna follow that pattern, right? My guess. Someone asked me this the other day. What I think it's gonna be another character. I think Satil Sean's gonna come to the game. I mean, Malgus.
That would make sense.
And then another ship. But we'll see. I mean, they're not beholden to any pattern. So
they did a capital ship through it.
Yeah,
they put either the Profanity or the Ravager.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do. No, I think the Profundity. Usually, capital ships they do the own event. You know, they did with the executive.
Yes,
right? It'll be something like
so
that.
they can squeeze you blood.
Well, you got to make some cash there. Straight cash, homie. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Next question. Darsan 1972. Man, he's on fire today. Says, my issue with Datacrons and GAC, I had 2 opponents who wailed on Ray Datacron to level 9, and I literally couldn't beat her. How's this fun? I don't mind losing, but not when I have 0 chances. Yeah, but that's happened before in the past, and I think CG, like there was imbalance issues when GAC first came out. Like, if you had Darth Revan, I remember this back in the day, and your potent did it, and Gas, for example, I mean, holy God. I mean, you were just like, well, that's a victory. You didn't even think about it. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
Kind of. I mean, there
not
were
fun.
Not fun. I remember when Jedi Revan came out, and you could just time out on them fighting each other. But
I hate that so much.
There have been terrible things when they said that before counters were found.
It
happens.
It happens sometimes in this game where we have like this gap of the haves and the have-nots until the other side catches up, and it's just I don't think, and I think your points will. I mean, what fun is that? I mean, you want to be competitive. You want to go in there. You want to fight. And GSA, I thought was perfectly balanced. Even with the Omicrons, I thought it was still balanced well. I mean,
Agreed.
the matchmaking is a different story, but if all things equal, you felt like you had a fighting chance. Even some of the mismatches, you're like, yeah, but I could still beat this person if things go my way, or But now with Datacrons, man, I mean, you just look at some of this crap and you're just like, what? What do I do with this?
I think the big thing is because they're on GLs. So now, like, I'm always at a deficit of GLs whoever I fight. It's rare that I'm either equal or I have more, because I play it all the time and I'm decent, so my score is higher. So I get people who are falling or doing the same thing I'm doing. So, like now with the Datacrons, you really feel it. Like you being down 1 or 2 GLs really feels like you're down
Well, it feels like
two
more.
GLs.
Yeah,
That's the big thing I've seen.
Well, and it gets sort of some of the counters that you might possibly use. I mean, like there's certain raid counters. Like if it's just raiding a bunch of tanks, you're like, okay, that's getting gassed, and you're like, well, wait a minute, there's a level 9 Datacron. Forget that crap. She's got the offense set. Shit. Oh no. She's stacking offense every damn turn, so that makes it really difficult. All right. Next question, Dakota the Hunter question: do you think Omicron should have been allowed to marinate for a while before Datacrons were blasted upon us? I think me and Epic Fails are both 1,000% on that. I just
1,000. Yep.
Yeah, I think we can. I think that goes without saying. Let's see here. Next question.
My big problem with Datacrons, I guess we can get into this because if I wasn't on, I would have asked you this question. I feel like mods now have almost been discount. This was their way to discount mods.
In some cases, yeah. Some cases, it's still on GLs. Yes, some of the other ones it can be a little wonky, right? Because there's the lower level Datacrons. I don't think they really. Sure. It still comes down to mods. So in some regards, I think mods are.
I guess what I mean more is that like when you see what it adds until this one, of course, there's turn meter. The first set, if you had speed advantage, it gave you even a bigger advantage because there was no speed, right? So like it kind of muted all the rest of the abilities on them except for speed, and it pushed that one way up. And I think that's why they put turn meter on the second set. But I'm just them not testing this stuff, I think there's going to be bad consequences to it, and I think it's not going to help the lower speed people how they think. I think the higher speed people are going to be the ones who get the turn meter anyway, and now it's just exacerbating the difference in speeds anyway. Like, because we know they like to sell the solution to their mess ups instead of trying to fix it. So I'm guessing that's part of why they put turn meter into the second set to see what happens, since we're technically testing it, even though this is for our crystal economy live. We're still in a test phase for these things, which blows my mind. But anyway.
All right, let's get to the next question. Gappy question: did I hear Ranger say "You're the ship"? Yeah, you heard me say it. It might be. You
might be right.
I said it last year, and I was completely wrong. It was the one prediction I didn't get right, and now it's happening. So, son of a bitch. Darstein 1972 question. I follow up to my key up to KYGAC question. I think key GAC question is back in the day running into a team I couldn't beat was acceptable because crystals weren't tied to it. Now I lose crystal income. Yeah, I mean,
yep.
That's the big thing that you have to be really careful. I mean, I like that they moved crystals to GAC, and
yes,
the skill rating needs to be looked at some more. It is what it is. And everything was working.
They need to.
Everything was honestly working
fine. I think they need to tier it. They need to take GLs in account now, especially because of Omicron, or they need to take Omicron levels into account. One of the two. But like, do I believe they're gonna give a coder time to do this stuff with
I
a new
don't.
game launching.
Well, we don't.
And
We don't know.
and don't
Yeah.
and don't be wrong. This game is launching by the time the Amazon TV series is going to start, which is September. That game will be live, and they're going to have everybody on board because this thing looks glitchy as hell, and we know how SWGOH started out.
Well, I mean, if I was there, I mean, I think you can wait. It'd be nice if you could meet the September 2nd release date of Amazon, but you could. They're going to run that crap. I don't think it's going to be binge. It's going to be weekly for the Amazon show. So you could give it a couple weeks, and then if you're having any problems, delay, just to make sure you get all your ducks in a row. I mean, any release is going to have bugs. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you worked in any kind of field with any kind of tech, with any kind of new release, and I've been with lots of different companies, there's just, I don't care how much you test. you find stuff. That's when your IT department gets paid overtime because they're waiting for the release. They've already been busting their ass working on stuff, and then you get to the release date, and then you're just like, now what bugs are we going to find that we didn't see before? So that's normal. I haven't played a game where that hasn't happened. But I hope they don't push out too early.
So I know everybody wants to dance around with it, but this is what I mean. That means there's minimal staff already on our game.
You can't say that. You don't know that for sure. I mean, that's just pure speculation because you don't know if they've hired more people or hired another team. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. I mean, but I can't say that for sure. I mean, I've heard that there. I'm like, yeah, you don't know. I don't even know. I'm inside. I talk to people at CG, and I'm there. They're never going to tell me that crap. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but you can tell by the revenue that they're definitely not putting anything in. And if people are going to spend it, I mean, Galaxy of Heroes fell to 10 in the last one, and I don't remember what period it was, but it's not.
Well,
we're not getting regular stuff as we should. You can tell we're not getting stuff monthly usually.
Well, so. I don't think that it's so. I think the revenue here recently has been due to just not lack of releases, just not releases that motivate. Because they made a fortune off of Starkiller, but
sure.
After that, I mean, ships are cool and we like him, and some of the characters, the ships have been nice and things of that nature. But I mean, the big thing was granting the Inquisitors, and they just fell flat, and people are not motivated for it. And the other big release now is Datacrons, and there are some people. There's Krakens. I've seen the account. If you look at the #1 player in GAC, go look at how many Datacrons he did. Like, spent a little money there, did you? Oh,
sure.
Yeah, but I think Datacrons are falling a little flat. But I mean, it's ebb and flow. I mean, I'd have to look at it's still making money. Let's not say that it may not be like the top like it was at the moment, but that doesn't mean it's not making money. So it's still making money.
Well, it's only making money if the staff is low.
Well, again, I don't have a cost analysis. I don't know per what's their cost per what they're making for the game. So until we ever get some insider information on the actual stats. I mean, which I'm pretty sure most companies, unless you're a shareholder, don't put out that crap. A little tight-nipped about that crap. Let me see here. Next, sorry, I'm trying to. Nightbot's fighting me. God damn it. Dakota the Hunter. Okay, next question. There we go. God dang it, Nightbot. It says, with the profundity coming at some point and the change CG is the sun rebel fleets thematically, who is next? Will they fill up profundity with new ships or bring in others for Akbar? It's a great question. I'm not sure yet. We know there's some more. I think it was Dadmine. There's a couple more ship releases coming in that we're specifically focused in on ship releases. I don't know. Maybe they will. I mean, they just add one or two more, let's say 3 more rebel ships. That pretty much, I think you can make 2 full fleets. At least we can make 5 and 5. There's 10 ships, right? Rebels. So at least 5. So a couple of additional 2 more ships at least with 3 reinforcements. And I mean, if you're getting to the third reinforcement in a fight, usually you're in big trouble.
Well, not.
Shit
I
has
mean,
gone wrong. It's
not
not.
with Phantom 2 because you can do it faster.
Well, Phantom's
But in
an
general, but
exception, but yeah, it's like hmm,
yeah. So
interesting.
you're right. There's technically 10 right now, but what's interesting is in Raven's Claw kit, right? It's non-smuggler rebels,
Yeah, I
and
have to get. I'll have to see what the other ships are. I just yeah.
well, right now we only have two smuggler rebel ships, right? So it would argue if that's in there, that's going to be a dividing line, and I would guess we're getting at least one more smuggler one. You would have to think so. There's a 3 squad, um, and if they want to be cheap, they already have assets for 2 rebel ships, right? It's been in the game for
Oh
4 years or something.
was
The A
A-wing
wing
and
and the B wing are there. They just have to put them actually playable, do kits. I mean, they could do that in their sleep anytime they want to. I don't know why they haven't. So I would guess that's 2 of them, most likely. Uh, so that would give us 12, and what you need 14. So 2 more. One is definitely has to be some other rebel smuggler, unless uh, the Lando Falcon. All they would need to do is slap a rebel tag on that, and it would work. It doesn't have a home for anything. I mean, you put it in weird fleets and stuff as the final ship, but if you put a rebel tag on that one, um, obviously that's a cheat to it too,
well, we'll
which
see.
would work.
Let's see what it plays out. But I mean, yeah, we'll get some more releases here, and then we'll see how it plays out. Next question. Nightbot, come on, work with me. Work with me, not against me. We're friends. We're friends. I'm complimenting you, Nightbot. Work with me. Fatality. Do you think CG named the new game Heroes of Middle Earth on purpose? After all, home is where the heart is. I mean, it's actually. I mean, I would. That's just smart marketing. If you have a game called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and then you have the other one called Heroes of Middle Earth, it just people are they're like, oh, heroes. It's like
Yep.
yeah, it's like okay, cool, that works. Um, so yeah, for me, if they're being a little cheeky, I don't think so. I think they're just smart planning. I mean, you can hate the name if you like. I mean, I'm not thrilled by it. It's Heroes of Middle Earth. I mean, it's a name. It's I don't. Uh, I could care
It's a
less.
hero collector. It will start out as a hero collector, just as this one did. I mean, Galaxy of Heroes has changed from that to be gear collection, but and mod wall. But at its base, these types of games are collecting
Yeah, it's
the
a collection game.
characters.
Yeah,
So,
it's just you wanna it's escape. You love your
yep,
characters from whatever
you do
game or lore or books or whatever it is, right? And you just like to
100%.
want to pretend like you're Luke Skywalker and yeah.
No, that is the cool thing of the game, and I kind of wish ours was still set up like that one's going to start, where uh, although I like the leader ability, a lot of them are very cool and it definitely changed the game for a long time for the better. I do miss sometimes just having weird squads that worked.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
know,
it's got more mainlined a little bit with, but I'm okay with that. I mean, it's just
no, it's fine.
yeah, it's fine. All right. Let me check one more time here. I think we're caught up on questions. I don't know if this was a slow week or not a slow week in news. I mean, I know there was some stuff that happened, but again,
Kind of.
I was kind of out of the loop this week. The internet, that whole disaster. Let me tell you, folks. You don't know how much you miss Wi-Fi until you don't have Wi-Fi. It's it's like
True.
what do I do? I got to read some manga and comics and books. I guess I read for a couple days. I couldn't really do nothing. The only thing I could do, I mean, I had my T-Mobile my data plan, but I mean that's it's only got so much, and I don't want to burn through it. I try to use it sparingly. It's just as a backup because how they'll overcharge your ass if you go through your data plan. You have so much, and then there's like, oh, you've reached your limit. Well, the rest of the month you have slower speed, and you're gonna get charged for some of this. Like, oh, so I don't play that game anymore. But I could only get to like. Unfortunately, the only thing I could do was say a few messages on Discord, do the stuff I need to do in Galaxy Heroes to maintain that, which was really important because TV was going on, and that's about it. I mean, I just you don't know how much you love it till it's gone, and it was gone. Well, it seemed like a slow way. I'm still waiting for. The thing that I'm waiting for is I think a Geo's around the corner. I think that's something coming soon. They did talk about, correct me if I'm wrong, at the beginning of the year, they talked about that there was going to be some, I don't know, events or game modes. I don't remember what it was that they said were going to come out this year. I don't know if it's one of the Road Aheads or something that was kind of briefly mentioned.
The only one they mentioned is that catastrophe that no one who needs Cat and Mando
Proving Grounds.
That's the only one I know that they actually laid out, and I mean it's a nightmare.
I get it, and even I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "Holy God, that event was crazy." Darsign 1972 question: Red 5 coming to the game. Who would be?
Yes, please.
Who would be the pilot? Would we get a new Luke as a Conquest character? What if we got both at the same time part of the Conquest rewards? Well, he could either be. I mean, Farm Boy Luke, he could be CLS for all. I mean, CLS was
CLS. Not to be too cynical, is too highly relict, especially with the Datacron. If they use an existing character, it's Farm Boy 100%.
I don't think the Datacron would have any effect on ships, do they? No, they don't have any effect on ships.
No, but I mean, people are going to get CLS up to Relic 7 just to use that. No, that's 9.
Okay. Mine's already like Relic. I mean, you have to get them to a certain level anyway for Jedi Master Luke, so it's another Relic level once you do it.
No, you don't.
I think Red
sat at 2 forever.
What is it? Red 5 is overdue. I'm not sure how they're going to introduce a legendary ship. Maybe a new event they create for Red 5. I'm surprised Red 5 is not in the game. Now, we may see a Red 5, hint, with the profundity and stuff like that.
Can I tinfoil hat this question for a second?
Yeah.
I think Red 5 is made and has been made for quite a while.
That could be the case.
I think it was supposed to be and I think a Luke pilot was made as well. I think a new character and Red 5 are already made somewhere in the background. That Death Star raid that got scrapped was going to be for one or both of those, and they were supposed to come out with it. Now, with what's going on, I don't think they have any plans to finish that thing anytime soon. It would be next year or beyond that they would even pick that up. But I think they have those assets and they're holding it, and we'll see how they use it. But I think it's there already.
It could be. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest. So, but yeah, I think Red 5 is definitely overdue. If we get the same as part of the Conquest Awards. New Luke I don't think we need a new Luke. Just do CLS or Farm Boy. I'm fine with both. I don't think we need another version of Luke. I think we got all the versions of Luke. Unless we get Child Luke. Like, don't want a Child Luke in the game. Sorry, but that's the only one. We got all the other versions. Farm Boy, CLS, Jedi Knight Luke, JML. I think that covers his life. Unless you want to get one from Mando. Young Jedi Master Luke. I mean, that's as far as I would take it. But please, no more Lukes or Hans or Chewies. I think we're good. We're good. Let's get some other characters in the game, please. Thank you. No more. I'd like to see some more Leias, though. Definitely Endor Leia. We get Endor Han. That would be cool. General Han and General Leia. Let's get some General Leia action.
Got to mention this, but a lot of people have have said stuff, and this is part that they do get wrong. It's possible we get just one GL, right? Because a long time ago, they said they're going to split them now. So it is possible, partly they're going down this road of profundity, these ships and all this stuff, that they are leading to a Leia GL, let's say, for Christmas, right?
I'm fine.
And that we wouldn't get the dark side until months later. And that may be the new thing. And that may be part of the reason they haven't done anything with GLs in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing is they want to see how the Datacrons and Omicrons work before they put a new one in. Is part of it as well. So that's probably part of the lag time.
Yeah, let's see if we get a State of the Galaxy or Road Ahead where they talk about. We'll see. We'll wait for a GL announcement and see what they do. Cobra Cast question. I'm firing for Jedi Luke and Jedi Master Luke. My current Jedi team is Jedi Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, Bastila, Sean, Hoda, Jolie. What other Jedi should I gear to have 2 solid Jedi teams? Well, Jedi Luke's a little different in the sense, I mean, as you progress there, Cobra, sometimes you'll have Jedi Luke as part of your GML team. Eventually, you're going to work on. It takes forever, but eventually in your inventory you'll get Cam. Barris is another good Jedi. I mean, she's phenomenal, especially at relic levels. I can't tell you how good Barris is. Don't forget about GK out of the raid. He's another Jedi, but he usually goes on GR teams, but he's there. Anakin's really good. Snips is really good. Mace is solid. I mean, I'm just listening. But again, you're going to have GR Jedi and you're going to have Jedi. So a lot of times, like for me, it depends on what I'm facing in GAC, what I mix and match with my Jedi. A lot of times I don't use Jedi Luke on JML unless, the situation dictates. But it's pretty rare now that I do. I'm usually going with, Shock T is another good one. So it depends.
Ezra, if you want to, just because he pulls other characters with him. And
Which one?
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra's not bad. Yeah, I have a high relic to Ezra. He's really good. He's not too shabby either. But I mean, like Jedi Luke, typically, I usually use him for undersized victory, especially if I see First Order. I mean, that's Jedi Luke, Hermit Yoda, fun time. The other thing is if I see an SLKR, I kind of keep him and Jedi Revan as a separate team because that can take out SLKRs. So again, situation of what you're facing and what you have. And the Jedi Revan team is Jedi Revan, Jedi Luke, Old Ben, who's a really good character, Hermit Yoda, and Bastila. And then Jedi Master Luke will go with, Jedi Master Luke. And then, I mean, whatever Jedi you have left over, you can still do pretty good stuff with Jedi. You can put Grandmaster Yoda with Jedi Master Luke at that point. He's really good on the team. Like Jedi Master Luke, Shock T, Grandmaster Yoda, throw in like Barris or something like it can do really good stuff for you. Jolie, I mean, you're not going to use them on your Jedi Revan counter, so you can put them with your JML. Again, you'll mix and match, but these are some of the Jedi that overall. But some of the other ones are pretty awful. I mean, other than the ships, like Plo Koon has a ship, so he's okay, but his character's I'm a Gundy, Kit Fisto. I mean, Luminara. I mean, they need a rework badly. So yeah.
Should we talk about the third squad? I don't know if he's referencing this in GAC or not, but depending on where you're at, you're gonna want a Qui-Gon team with the Omicron.
Yeah, Qui-Gon, that's a good call. I forgot about
because
Qui-Gon.
Honestly, he's been terrorizing me when they do it right on defense. Just because everybody takes their Jedi Knight Anakin to 7, so you have to know. I mean, you can counter it, but it's still a tricky thing.
Yeah.
No, because if he breaks the stun or your ability block at the wrong time and hasn't already gone off, he explodes like a bomb.
Yeah, you have that. I use Bad Batch religiously against that. It's like, nope, no, forget that.
I need that squad.
Yeah, that combination on defense, Qui-Gon with Ayla, Cam, Jedi Anakin, and throw like a Mace in there. You want GR, but he's a perfect one for that.
Mace is actually, I think Mace is perfectly fine, and sometimes is even uh, harder to get around sometimes on that one.
It can be a little
I
tricky.
personally like him better in that squad.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. Yeah, but I mean, I've seen Bears on that team too. It's a team
Ooh, I
that,
haven't seen that one. That would
yeah,
be
it
cool.
makes it where you can't hit him as hard. It's
Crit,
yeah, it's
yeah,
nasty. The healing too. Oh, what a pain in the
yeah.
ass. All right. So hopefully I give you some ideas, Cobra, on your Jedi. We are Mo Eliza. Well, there's a lot of them in games, so they're all here at once. Question: how much of the game's recent issues, i.e.,
We are
Datacron,
all demoralized.
yeah, i.e., Datacron rollout, is due to not having a full-time community manager? I'm sure. In short, how much of improvement do you expect once Crumb returns from leave? I think he's now back from leave. I mean, we're very
I hope
happy.
he is.
I'm very happy for Crumb for two reasons. One, I'm happy that he's got a new baby. She's just adorable. And two, I'm glad he's back. I think he made a post this week, so I think he's back and he's off paternity leave and adjusting to being Papa Crumb. And congrats! I'm sure he's not getting any sleep. God bless him. We've all been there, a lot of us. Having him back, I think, will help too. I mean, I've given Meathead a lot of slack because he's running two games. I mean, he's stepped in and just, done yeoman's work trying to do the work here for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But people forget he also does DSA. So I mean, he's doing double duty right now, and being new and everything, I think he's done what he can. But I'm so glad Crumb will be back, just to help share the load with our boy Meathead. So hopefully the communication picks up a little bit more with that happening. So yeah, I'm excited about that, to have our boy Crumb back. We're very, very excited. But recent issues, I mean, I don't know if I would put that communication always with community managers, but they're just more like relaying, and then they're the ones that take the brunt of it. When they're the name people see the most, so they're going to take the most from it, but they kind of expect that. If you're talking about the communication, yeah, I think it's been a little lacking, but for reasons we just mentioned. Could it be better? Absolutely. We always want more communication. I would love them to talk all the time, even on little things. I just think it'd be better for the game. So yeah. The engineer question: did we get the GLGMK announcement and requirements before or after we got CAD and Conquest? Because I believe Revan Reborn incoming. Ooh, Revan Reborn, I forgot about him. That's a possibility. With Sortie in the Old Republic. Ooh, I forgot about True Revan.
I mean,
That's not, yeah.
2 thumbs up. All in for that.
God,
but,
yes. My Lord and Savior.
I don't see the characters yet. I feel, I mean, I've watched videos and I've gone through them all. And yeah, technically, I guess there's enough, sort of. But I feel like they would want to release at least a couple more marquees.
Yeah, they fill out the Old Republic a little bit more with some, if they are going to go True Revan. But they could do a combination of like Sith Empire characters and Old Republic characters. They could even throw in Darth Nihilus and Scion into that, because it's all part of the Old Republic timeline.
Sort of. I memean, they're different eras, but yeah. I mean,
it's all
sure.
Old Republic. I mean, there's Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, the Old Republic kind of covers, XR Kun all the way through Christ Vitiate. I mean, it's
yeah.
For a while, Old Republic, I think it went on. I don't know if Cad Bane was considered Old Republic in the old legends. I'd have to look at that, but yeah, it covers a pretty wide swath. So, that's another character I'd like to see in the game. XR Kun, that'd be dope. But then again, I want Tula Core too. I'm a greedy bastard.
Bane is my favorite.
Yeah, Bane's really good. Those are some of the best books. Those, if you've not read the Bane trilogy, oh, it's so good.
Yep.
What else? 93 question. What if they made Red 5 a summon unit as the ultimate for profanity? They could. That would be horrible. What's his power? He comes in and says, I got two. He dies. So I'm just like, no, I want that. I want the real Red 5, the one we know and love. Not the poor schmuck that got shot in the ass in Rogue One.
Oh yeah,
That poor
that
guy.
would be hilarious.
As soon as I heard Red 5, I'm like, uh-oh.
Something.
This is like
Yeah.
Star Trek, the guy with the red shirt. You're like, that dude's going to die.
Did that, we have to get a Porkins though, and they said we'd never get a Porkins.
Yeah, Porkins and Jar Jar are kind of lower on the food chain for getting released. What else in 3? We did that one. Next question. Dark Sign 1972 question: is the sentiment of the community low when we're begging for another GL and the massive grind? Yeah, but at this point too, I mean, it massive grind depends on what his requirements are. We got to look at it first, right? Like for me, after the first 2 GLs, which were crazy, the other ones were not as bad because I worked on those characters anyway, just through natural osmosis. Like for JML, I already had a lot of those characters in Jedi Luke kind of sitting there when JML came out. It was just a few other characters I had to get. It was mainly the relics. I'm not so much worried about the characters as in the relic levels, because I got a sneaky suspicion we're going to get some like 3 relic 9s or more on that crap, and it's like, oh boy, oh god.
If they do that and don't change how you get some of this stuff,
oh, there's going to be some upheaval, dude. I mean, I'll be one of the people like, come on, man. You know, you got to throw us a freaking bone here, Scott. We're working our skin to the bones, all right? Need the stuff.
with freaking laser beams.
I just want some freaking sharks with some freaking laser beams on his head. Apparently, my cycloptic friend here tells me that's not a thing. All right. Let me see. Next question. Kenpachi, what's going on, brother? Question. I just got Cam 7 stars today. I have all Galactic Republic tunes. Where do I use them?
Congrats.
Wherever you want, man. We talked about the Qui-Gon team. He is unbelievable in the JML squad. Now I've got him set up at Relic 8, and he is also offense mods. He's just one of those characters. Hits like a goddamn truck. He is unbelievable. So his gearings are awful, so but he's so good under Qui-Gon. He's really good under JML. Just ridiculous. And if you want to go with a different Jedi, like say you're using JML Jedi Luke for like a geo counter, run Cam under Jedi Revan. Have some fun. That call and assist and his damage. Sweet mother of Christ, dude. Cam is unbelievable. I know our good friend Aldous, the Sandfly, who be coming on the stream to be hanging out with us, doesn't like Cam, which I don't understand that, because if you see me do GACs with Cam,
that take is terrible, by the way.
It's his take. I mean, we all have terrible takes. I mean, shit.
In that event stinks, and that's probably why he says that. But
I've gotten used to it.
Cam himself.
I'm beating it consistently now, but yeah, the Cam event. Even there's, I'm on a win streak right now, but there's just that one time you go in like burn. You killed 5s, really? It's like you just knew when you walked in. You're just like, yeah, I'm not winning this. So God bless America. So there's not much you can do about it.
So I lost my first one. I won my next 2, and I'm 0 for my last 4. We're going to do it today or tomorrow. I forget whether. Sometime in the next, 24 hours. We'll see.
Are you guys doing, so you're doing that thing where even it goes to phase 4, you still are trying to beat the phase 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had to think about that for a second. Like, oh, yeah, we used to do that.
Yeah. We're MC6. We're the small.
That's okay. Hey, man.
That's big okay. Frog ponds.
Yeah, we're 25 going for, I think we're going for 32. Could have got 33, but nice. We just got short in phase 2 on getting we're to get it 9 and 9 consistently for our phase 1 and phase 2. So right there. So we're getting closer every time. And again, we're recruiting for MC. If you need a home, especially for MC3, let me know. Just need 5 GLs, roughly around 8 million GP, and we can work with you. But that's kind of, I talked to recruitment officers, that's what we're looking for. So if you're much lower in your need at home, we might be able to get you one of the lower MCs. I will get you in touch with a recruitment officer, but we'll try to find you a home.
MC6 is usually
pretty chill,
rotating people. So
yeah. Nobody cares, says question, since One Piece is on the Death Star. Really? We're going to combine series? Okay. Which character should get Super Saiyan? Who should equip the One Ring of, and should use Zeta the Bakai ability of Sakura? You said Sakura, so I'm ignoring the rest of your question. Get out of here, you. All right. God. I knew what every one of those goddamn references was, and I just wanted, and he lost me with Sakura. Really? You couldn't say any of the other characters from Naruto. Hell, I even take Boruto over Sakura. Get the hell out of here. Nobody cares. What's wrong with you? Dakota the Hunter question: what's the ideal setup for GML Datacron? I don't know yet. I haven't got it. I may not even get it. Dakota the Hunter. I think he has. What are his two abilities? I have to pull it up now. You're gonna make me look. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me look at the level 9. What does Jedi Master Luke get? He gets. Come on, character level 9. Let's see here. If I remember correctly. The two that kind of stick out to me that I was kind of interested in if I do Jedi Master Luke, which I probably won't because the Ayla one is just so bloody good. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker deals 5% more damage per relic amplify level on all abilities. That's just nasty. Wow. Yeah. But the one that's really gross is whenever a Jedi ally gains a stack of Jedi lessons, they gain 25% turn meter and deal 50% more damage, stacking to 150% until the end of the battle. I
think you should get that.
Yeah, just get that one. Yeah, but some people don't have the materials, so if you get that first one, keep it. But if you get the other one and you can't roll it initially, that's not bad too. The other one is like he gets 50% more damage. But those other two,
it's okay, but it kind of takes away from him swapping with everybody.
That first one is just.
I mean, it helps efflux, and if you turn him into super, I mean, once you turn him into super Luke, that thing will just take an efflux will take out anybody. I mean, I don't care who they are; it'll take out just about everybody with one shot. But that second one is ridiculous. You can take subpar Jedi then in with them.
Why take subpar when you can take Cam in there and go beat the snot out of anybody?
But I mean, then you can put in
so creamy.
your Gear 12 rest of the squad.
You imagine
those two and the rest.
Did you imagine Grandmaster Yoda in that squad with that little frog hopping?
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my god!
Then you just do all basics with them.
Oh my god!
You put Revan to call him. He's just gonna get so much. He's never gonna stop. That is like a. What was that Conquest one that just made him take turn after turn after turn?
The data disk
cooldown.
Was it deployable cooldown?
Deployable cooldown, yeah.
Oh my god!
So that's basically if you put him in there with like all the people who call.
Stupid, man.
You will have a deployable cooldown. I didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm talking about. This is why Datacrons are ridiculous. That's ridiculous. In no world should that be a thing. That's just horrible.
Think about it. Ezra, Cam,
I don't want to think about
Jedi Knight Revan in that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Everybody calls everybody, and you just keep on calling Grandmaster Yoda.
That's ridiculous.
He never stops because he's going to get turn meter every time he gets called for his basic attack.
Oh, so gross. Ranger says, Ray Rock, I didn't get the 27 shards, the 27 cam shards I need for the 5-star MC4 only got me 21. Well, then I'm afraid they're all going to have to die. I need names and addresses. Ray Rock will make it happen.
I got 29 watt when I needed 30, so I had to wait
we've all been there. Yeah, trust me, it sucks. BZ, the big O, what's going on, buddy? Says question, one of two. The new Lord of the Ring game has a few things that would work well in SWGOH. Is there a chance CG pilots new modes in the game to avoid the scrutiny and impatience from our community before adding it to SWGOH? Could be a possible benefit to our game, trying to see the glass half full. No, that's not bad. I mean, you have a company and this is working, maybe they implement it. I'm okay with that. I don't that doesn't bother me one bit. I mean, If it makes both games better, if you test something in one and it works, why not use it for both? I'm okay with that. Shit. I mean,
It,
shit. Make players happier. That I'm if it works and people love it, then why the hell not, man? Shit. Test all you like. Goddamn.
yeah, agreed. We know that EA loves to steal stuff from other games and pop it into their other ones.
I don't.
And
Yeah. Just yeah. Um.
also from Marvel's Strike Force has taken a lot of hit. I mean, they changed it around, but they've taken a lot of things from this game and implemented in them. I wish we would take that sandbox mode and pop it in here, but like
Sure.
the problem is that all dev time, like how much dev time is being allocated to this, and I would say right now not much. Now coming around through the next year after they launch and get moving, they should have better assets because they should be on, hopefully, wink wink, a better engine and everything. So because of the upgrades that happened about a year ago, you would think anything they build in there, they should be able to move it here very quickly. Plus, they will have made that game guinea pigs for anything they make. So this could, if you're looking at glass very, very half full, it could be a
Could be
bonus.
positive. It's got potential. I'll say the glass half empty on or half full on that one. That could be a thing. Chewie says, "Did you just say Cad Bane was part of the Old Republic?" No, Bane. Get the hell out of here, Chewie. What are you trying to start here? Arwilson says, "Watch Ray be the pilot for Red 5." Please don't. Oh my God! Please don't do that.
Don't know if you technically put Bane in that. He's 100 and at least 100 years after because he finds Revan's Datacron, right?
Yeah, that's what
Which
that's
has
that's
been
him
very-
on the rule of two because that's was I'm trying to remember the books. I think it was he finds Revan's Datacron. I think he gets the idea from Revan because Revan talks about
Yes.
the problem
He
with the
does.
Sith Empire falling over and over and over again is that the infighting with the Sith and that
Correct.
came up with that. Yeah, so boy, I hadn't thought about that in a hot minute. Talk about your flashback. Whittle73 question: which are we more likely to see first? Profundity, GL Revan, Red 5, the Ravager, or the reduction of the craziness in Datacrons? Shit.
Well, we know Datacrons are going to be looked at after the third.
Yeah,
set.
let's say,
So
yeah,
that's-
I think Datacrons are going to be here for a hot minute. Let's say it's not Datacrons. They're not just going to just like,
my guess would be
boy.
if you're saying Red 5, I have to go with that because that would be before Profundity,
Probably.
unless they're crazy.
Unless they do it at the same time. No, maybe. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they do Red 5 as a conquest.
They could put it in one in a conquest and one released or right before. It's probably one of those two. Would be my guess. I'm not sure
I'm gonna
what
throw
the
my
order is.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring here. I'm gonna say GL Revan. I'm gonna be ballsy. I'm gonna say GL Revan.
I'm gonna say Profundity because I think if they put
Sure.
that out and people get it at 4, then they can put Red 5 immediately after into the next conquest. And we're lining that up, as you said. If we get another character, then another ship, that actually lines, so they can do it 1 month before to the next conquest for the next 3 of them. Well, that puts the timeline closer to it would be Red 5 out for around the November, December timeline, which they love in Conquest.
They do love some August releases. So I'm
gonna go
I'm just
Profundity.
looking, peeking. You know, like you gonna keep the trend? August? What about August? You gonna do some August stuff?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna say Profundity with an asterisk because they may want to try to get $1 million off a marquee for Red 5 because that would be the ship that
Oh, come on, man.
brings some money.
We're
So
we're all gonna be Red 5 and GL Revan. Just take all my monies.
yeah, 100%.
Let's see here. Darth Trilla Consecrator. Let's see here. More questions. What else? Are 3 question Ranger with throwing your hat in with GL Revan. Does that mean you're saying it's the year of Revan? Every year is the year of Revan, for he is our Lord and Savior. Oh. As you can see, I've done a little work back there. I got a new display case, and at the very top there, you can see the
Nice.
Mask of Revan. You can also see Lord Revan's lightsaber. One of them. I've got the other one over here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but and then the figure of said Revan, and I also have the full costume of Lord Revan. So every year for me is the year of Revan. And we also put on our wizard hat and robes and make
Should be.
sacrifices to him. Yes, it's for he is full of vitamins and minerals for all grown boys and girls. He is very
Hope we
healthy.
get. If that happens, I hope we get another HK too. Whether it's another.
They did that in the old.
Actually,
His rebooted version.
mhm.
When he came back for the Old Republic Ape, the MMORPG, which was kind of cool to see. I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it's
But
another
there's
character
also
to farm,
offshoots
but
of him too in the second game. There, I forget what their number is. I think they're HK 57s. So you could also have a generic one because he's
yeah, you could do
master
that.
base. So you could do a couple of things. I'd love to see
HK
more.
51. That's right.
51, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
it's been a hot minute. I mean, sometimes you try to pull the lore out of your ass, and it's too early in the morning. You're like, I know the answer. I have not had enough caffeine to answer your question. I'm not in the right frame of mind.
Hey, I
Ogie,
got 50 right?
hey,
Yeah.
you're better than me. I was sitting there going, yeah, what was it called? HK69? Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. Ogie D question, do you think that Malgus will be required for GL Revan? Because Malgus doesn't seem to be a lifter character like Cat or Maul, which were not required for JMK and Lord Vader. I don't know yet. I'm still on the fence on that. Part of me says no. It's kind of like some of the, like Dabba Boba Fett stuff. He just makes another team better and is not tied to anything. But in the back of my mind, when I think GL Rev, I'm like, that's a possibility. How but that would work, I have no bloody idea. We'll have to see. We get to till Sean. That would actually be kind of fun to play. Like a squad of true Revan, Malgus, still Sean, whoever else they bring from that area in. I would totally cream my jeans. That's the team I use all the time. Just saying. So I'm 50. I'm split on that, OGD. I'm 50-50. I really am.
So can I say something about the? And I'll give an answer about Malagus. My answer to that one is I hope not, but I hope so because I mean once you unlock him, you're taking Malagus straight up. So like if he becomes a requirement, you're gonna have him at relic. I mean I can't see anybody stopping less than 5. I mean, but I'm gonna get him straight to 7 no matter what.
Mine's going to 9. I've already got the materials. I'm just salivating, dude. I'm like,
Sure, he's a tank.
I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm just so Malgus.
Well, I'll get to 7 and stop, and then maybe.
Hey, that's good enough, man. I'm just turd burglar here. Gonna do.
If they're really doing Revan, I love those 2 games. I would like to see them fill out the actual characters that worked with him. There are so many characters that are just like
what's
missing.
Your name?
So I would hope we would get some of the filler in characters.
There's so many characters. Yeah, the MMORPG.
You have Beodor is one of the big ones, but you also just have not Trey. You know, what would they? I'm blanking on her name. Before she was Treya.
Well, she was Kreia, and then she was
Treya. Yeah,
Treya.
We don't have. Right. No, Kreia. She was Kreia.
Yeah.
We don't have a Kreia, which is the biggest character in that second game, and I have to think they started at. I mean, they can grab assets of her really easy, but I have to think they've thought about her before that she was supposed to be in here somewhere as something. So, especially because she's. I hope if we get her, we get the missing hand. Kreia would be awesome too.
I'm looking at like just all the characters that we can get from. I'm just looking at. I think you mentioned one. There's quite a list here that they could do.
Yeah,
we have
Beodor is the big one, and Kreia. But also, there's a different version of Kandris, right? In the second game, he becomes Mandalore, so you can call him whatever you want. he would be on the dark side.
Yeah, I'm just going through the list
So
here. I couldn't remember all the characters and names. They got a lot
there's
of
the
the
other
good
guy
ones.
who's a scoundrel, who's like Karth. He's the Karth of the second game too. He's not in there. I'm blanking on his name. And we don't have the Handmaiden, right? The Handmaiden's not in there either.
What's
A
her
lot
name?
of this
Atris.
Atris too, yes.
Atris is
Should
one.
be another Jedi. The second game, they put almost none of the characters except for the Triumvirate, which is really weird. None of the characters that Revan actually, well, he didn't go with it. The biggest one is Mitra Surik, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's the one that these would lead to be a legendary, and all that would lead into Revan Reborn. I feel like to get Revan Reborn, we've missed a whole set of characters first before we get to that.
Yeah, there's also from that timeline. I mean, Vitiate is still part of Revan's history. So is
Sure.
What's his name?
But he's got to be a GL.
Lord Scourge.
the Scourge.
Emperor's Wrath. He was tied with that too. I mean, there's so many. There's so many, dude. Let's see here. Mr. R. Oh, Mr. R. Well, hello there. He says hi. Hello there. Glad to have you here. New name I haven't seen before. What else? Number 3 question. What's the likelihood the next Conquest character will be Satele Sharn versus anything else? I'm putting high probability on Satele. It could be a ship, but I just think it's... Well, we got, what was it? Prototype, then it's Malgus, and then, yeah, I think it's going to be Satele Sharn. I could be wrong. They could throw us a curveball. I mean, it could be Red 5. I don't think it will be. I mean, what do you... I'm
gonna guess Mitra Surik.
Sure, you could throw that name in there too. I mean, why the hell not? I mean, at this point, I mean, the good thing about them opening Legends characters up for this game, which I'm super thrilled about, it gives them so many possibilities on so many factions and timelines that they can pull from and create teams. I mean,
100%.
it's so in the High Republic, and I didn't notice this until I watched Celebration. That thing is taken off, dude. I haven't really got into the High Republic yet, but I mean that thing is blowing up. Like I could not believe how big that shit has gotten. So that could lead to some characters and stuff as well. So there's just, the Bane timeline, the Old Republic timeline. I mean, just the different eras. It's just silly. The wealth of Cal Kestis. I mean, Fallen Order. I mean, good Lord, you haven't even got him in the game yet. I mean, how fun would that be to have him in the game?
I forgot about him. He's probably a sneaky one since they're doing a second game. They're gonna have the asset. I forgot about him.
And I'm interested to see who that person in the tank was too. Like, there's another Jedi we're introducing. well, my. And there's talk of them doing a live action with his character and stuff. I'm like, bring it on, man. I'm happy for it. But yeah, there's such a I
feel like at some point though, they have to go back to the Mandalorian too, because we're gonna get season, what is it?
Season 3 coming up.
Yeah, and we've already had season 2.5 with half of Boba Fett's being really about
I'm
Mandalorian.
trying to think is there any character that stands out from those? I mean, maybe Book of Boba Fett. If there's any characters, maybe a newer Cat Bane. I wouldn't mind seeing the Marshal in there.
Yeah, there's not really a conquest unless you're doing another. Well, Grogu, of course, would be.
Grogu.
He's the character they have in their back pocket to, get all the money.
Yeah, you see him with IG, and you see him with Bam with the 2 little highlights. I mean, we'll see if he grows up a little bit. He didn't look like in the sneak peek that I saw, the trailer. It's right in the same timeline, but man, how good do those shows look? Ahsoka, so we're gonna get more characters from that series. Andor looks fantastic. I'm excited for that show.
Yes.
Mando 3 looks absolutely great. Yeah, Cobb Vance. Yeah, oh, it looks delicious. I'd like to see him in the game with even without the Boba Fett armor on. Put him in his martial outfit. I'll be happy with that.
Could you imagine if raids were still a thing, or they were going to do a game mode? But I would have loved Crate dragons have
That
always
would
been
be
cool to
fun.
me.
Yeah.
Like, you get Tuskens that appear and it just eats the Tuskens while you're doing your thing. Spitting the acid would be amazing in this game.
Having to deal with, yeah. I also, speaking of the Tuscans, they could really, especially with Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett was okay for me, but I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes with the
Agreed.
with the Tuscans. It just shed a new light on them that we hadn't seen before.
That was the good. That was the good, and the one standalone, basically Mando episode. I think there were 4 good episodes in however many there were, 8, and the rest kind of fell apart.
It's a little apologies. Darth Elder with a question. Question for the region. Says question. Seeing that it's been almost a year since we've seen a GL get announced, CG being focused on Lord of the Rings and no real prospects of one really happening, are we sure we're gonna get a new GL this year? Yeah, come on.
Yes.
Especially after this last release.
Christmas with a bow, baby.
Come on.
They want that end money.
They're gonna do August. Yeah, it's coming, baby. At least one. I don't know about 2.
1, I think.
Yeah.
1, I think.
1 seems just about that's the sweet spot. I think.
I guarantee.
Yeah, maybe the Profanity's the other big release like last year with the Executor and last year we had JMK and was it JMK and Lord Schmader last year in Executor? I think those are the 3 biggies, right? So but that was the first time they had done like
they were
gaps in the
almost
release.
like they were almost the year before. I don't remember where they fell into it. No, okay, so there was a gap in release. So Kenobi was the December one. Lord Vader, I think he either fell right at Christmas, so you had to rush, or right after, like in the January time span. And then I think you're right. I think Executor came a couple months later, maybe, because I couldn't get any of them. So I went, once I realized what Executor did, I beelined exactly for Executor. I took all those things up to get it. Soon after, it was, I think I missed the first time, but I got it the second or third time around. I had everything up.
All right. Next question, Darstein 1972 says, do you think CG really won't make any new raids? Well, they are beaten quickly. I love how the whole guild comes together to conquer it. Also, where's the Sith sim? Say that 5 times fast. Sith sim.
Well, what about tank hard? I mean, these are not hard
Mystic,
things to do.
Yeah, you could do Mythic on the tank and then a new raid.
But think about this. These things should be done because we need the gear. And this would be such a win and an easy way to pump gear. And I don't, like, this is not hard. I don't care what they say about dev and blah, blah, blah. This is sliders. You don't really have to mess with the mechanics that much. As much as I'd love them rotating mechanics, as I said before. These are easy wins that they should really do. Also, if they were really thinking about it, I hate that the Sims give you middle tier. Why don't they push this up that everybody gets number 1 now? I mean, the economy is now jacked anyway. I don't understand why we're getting like, let's give everybody tier whatever at 10. Like those things should just move. Everybody should get tier 1. It's a crapshoot anyway. Like I finished Sith Raid a day ago, got number 2, and my full gear piece, the only one I got was purple sync 4, right? Which I already have.
Welcome to the Sith Raid, buddy.
500 of those. So
yeah, welcome to the Sith Raid.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, why not make the simmable ones number 1? We're not even guaranteed to get anything good at 1 anyway. It's just more stuff that we absolutely need.
Well, the gear economy, definitely
to
all
move.
of it needs to be looked at. I mean, let's not get into that. We'll open that back can of worms, and I really don't want to get into it again.
No, but my point is, that stuff would be a huge win right now as a downside, and they haven't given us a win yet. So I do wonder if something's gonna
Well, I'd like to see
come
it,
on that
right?
side. I hope.
It'd be nice, right? Wouldn't be too shabby. I'll tell you that much.
I mean,
Um,
ship loadouts, but we don't have to talk about that one.
yeah. Ugly, did you miss my second question right before Darth Elder? Probably. YouTube probably shite the bed. There it is. Sorry, I didn't pick it up. Ugly, question: do you think that True Revan will have some kind of team like Starkiller mix of lights, LS, and dark side characters? And do you hope for that, or would you prefer
Yes.
only? Yeah, I do want to mix with
Yes.
True Revan because he was at that point. True Revan was like he'd mastered both sides of the Force. He was just his own thing, kind of like the Bendo, in Rebels. That very gray. Revan at that point was gray, but he just had his own way of doing things. At that point, he was like, you know, he didn't see the point of either side. He it was kind of like he was a man doing his own thing in the Force.
He
One
should
one
be
of the reasons
an
why I love him.
unaligned
Yeah, I love.
force user.
Yeah, he's why he's one of my favorite characters in the mythos because he goes from light side to dark side, then light side, and finally gets this balance where it's like that's pretty dope. I mean, I know he loses his mind in the Old Republic, but I mean, that's because he just wanted to kick the crap out of Issue for everything he did. I'm not opening that can of worms, Chewie. We know we need gear. We know everything about it. We're not just Jesus Christ. Let's not talk about that again. We know the economy, the gear, everything. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be handled. It needs to be taken care of. I'm hoping now that Papa Crumb's back. Just think Papa Crumb. We can get this addressed. He did say a month, 4 or 5 weeks ago, when he was on the Hindy stream. I don't remember what it was that. When he got all back and settled, that he would come back on the Hindy stream and they would talk about gear economy. So we'll see what happens. Let's now that Papa Crumb's back, let them get settled back in, and let's see if we can
How
get
mad
some
is
news.
he at those guys at the con, though, man?
Well, I
Like,
think.
how did you not prep them?
Well, I mean, so
because that has to be a question that's going to be
well,
asked.
you and I both know that sometimes you have people that are not in the loop in a company that will get asked a question in those circumstances that I agree they could have been prepped better. But, you know, if you ask somebody that has no idea about this, a question related to this, you know, so I mean,
I agree, but the thing should be, I don't know this, so I can't comment right now. I will get this to an expert to have it answered to you by whatever. I know it's live, but like you're telling me with technology now, that dude doesn't have a cell phone that he can get in touch with somebody who
well,
works
it
on
could have been,
it.
yeah, it could
Like,
have been handled differently. Like for me, the way I've always handled questions that I don't know is saying, I don't know. And that's okay. And because if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to blow smoke up people's third point of contact. I just don't see the point. Whether you think I should know or not, it's immaterial to me. It's like, what's your question? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me find out and let me get somebody that might know the answer. I love saying that because that's how I try to learn shit too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
yep,
So instead of answering, I don't. I think we got to get. I think we need to all start getting comfortable saying, "I don't know." I think it would solve a lot of problems. You don't know,
I
it's
agree.
cool. You don't know everything. The one thing I do know is I don't know everything. That's the one thing I do know. And so saying I don't know is not weakness, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Sometimes you brain fart. I mean, you could be a subject matter expert. I do it all the time on lore. I mean, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. I mean, I'm just a junkie on this crap. But I just have brain moments where my brain goes, I can see the character, I can see their face, I can tell you what book they're in, but I can't think of this character's name to save my life at the moment. So I mean, it's just this human condition. So, but I agree. They should. If you don't know, don't say anything, because I think what that is. And again, it's hearsay, because I don't have a video or proof. I could just go by what people said was said. So it's hearsay. If it was, and so, but if it's a case, that's just not a good look, right? If you don't know, just say you don't know. It's cool. It's totally cool, and be comfortable with that. All right. What time is it? Oh, wow. Time's flying when you're having fun. We'll go for a few more minutes here. So if you want to get a question in or just say hi, feel free. We'll go for a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna go take. I did not sleep at all. It's been a rough week, so I'm gonna go try try to lay down and get a little bit of a nap in before the day kicks off. I don't know about D&D tonight. I'm gonna keep. If we do it, it'll be tonight at 8 Eastern on Twitch. So yeah, we'll see what the plan is. But we should aim for some D&D tonight. D&D. And then yeah, D&D tonight, and then Sunday nothing. That's my day of rest. On the 7th day, Ranger rested, and then they eat the minstrels, and then Monday we'll get back to hopefully a normal schedule of no more interruptions. And yeah, oh Christ, Helenex just popped in. He says, "Question hi." Oh, shit.
Hi, Ellie.
No, don't encourage him. He'll start writing poetry, and I'll have to read that crap. He'll be like, Ranger, 2 + 2 is 4, and 4 + 4 is 8. What's the latent speed of a swallow? It's like, oh, God, here we go.
African or European?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. What else in the question? With the second set of datacrons, are you more likely to use Jedi and Rebels on offense or defense? Situational. I have to look at what I get on the datacron. Probably those a lot of times I can still keep those for offense. I'll lean toward offense on those.
They will kill on offense, but I guarantee you, people who are bad people are gonna put them on defense because that's the way they think.
They're evil. I respect it. Chewy question: what do you think about the Lord of the Rings game, and are you playing the beta? I am not playing the beta. I've had, well, as aforementioned, internet issues, so I'm really behind the power curve on a lot of stuff. And 2, I haven't seen enough of it to give you an opinion yet, Chewy. Let me saturate myself. And you know, I'm a Lord of the Rings junkie too. Lore and everything. Read all the books, so yeah. Helly says he's sorry he's late. Hellness is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to, for the wagons. Oh God, he did it. See what you did? You happy now, Epic? Are you happy? Thanks. I hope you get one of these damn questions.
Kinda, because I don't usually get these from him, so yeah.
You will.
We'll see what it is.
You will. Question for Ranger: if lower RAM latency is better, what explains Ram Bam, my man? There, I love you, brother. I don't think there's any.
Got beat by a mace, which is hilarious.
I don't think there's any rational explanation that you can look into the human undertone, the psychological underpinning tone of our society that explains Ram Bam in any detailed, coherent way. It definitely breaks the mold, I'll tell you that much. But then again, he's just entertaining. You watch Ram because he's an idiot. But then again, I'm an idiot, and that's why you're watching me. So, Ray Rock question: I just got Outrider to 7 stars. Nice. Have you or anyone you know played around with the different combos under Home 1? Not really. I've been mainly. Mine's not up yet, so I don't know if you have the ship ever fails, but mine's only 5 stars. The grind is real. It's slow.
Yep.
It's like watching paint dry. I'm almost at 6 with him, but he's mainly reinforcement. I haven't really done enough to give you. Somebody in the chat can help our boy Ray Rock out. Feel free to.
I'm just 5, and unfortunately, that squad is usually on my GAC defenses, and
sure.
Because of the AI, which is terrible, it always brings it as the first reinforcement. I can't really use it, so I haven't prioritized it yet.
That's fine.
I will say, the stuff it does the few times I have is pretty cool in the healing part of it and stuff. So there is definitely utility. I don't know exactly what the best squad is, because the problem right now is, and I think this is why they're making 2 Rebel teams, and it's going to really fit with the Falcon, I guess, because it has to.
No, it doesn't fit with the Falcon.
Yeah, but it's going to be
that one does. The Raven's Claw doesn't. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this the other damn ship. Sorry. Brain fart.
No problem. I think the big thing about it, where it's going to be utility, whether it's starting or coming in, is it's going to be there with the Falcon to keep your 1 tank, because you're not going to have 2 tanks on it. unless they give us another one, which I kind of doubt. I think we're going to get a bunch of supports and attackers, would be my guess, unless they do it right and give us the B-Wing, which would be cool as another tank. Right now, the way it's set up, though, I think it's going to be clutch to save whatever tank you have on. I'm guessing your team is going to be Akbar ship, Falcon, Outrider, and I'm thinking right now it's going to be BLT sandwich, because you're going to want that.
You definitely want the BLT. I love me a little Y-wing sandwich love there.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be there, and it's going to be super useful to save.
It's so hard. That ship is so
your
good.
BLT.
I mean, I take executors for the offense ones with my rebels all the time because of the U-wing. It's so
nice.
stupid good. I love it.
Yeah. But I think the profundity you're gonna.
We'll
you're
see.
Going to take most of the other ones over to that, so you're going to have the other tank, Biggs. And I'm guessing he's going to be with Ravensclaw. You're going to start with Ravensclaw Biggs, because Ravensclaw kind of works as a lesser Falcon. And then I don't quite know what the third one on there. It probably is Viston, right? To get the turn meter train started, would be my guess. But that's just, rolling it through my head. Kind of on the fly.
Yeah, B-Cube says I have a relegate dash and still think Biston's better. I agree. I don't think I'm going to change that out. I mean, the U-wing, Biston's U-wing is so okay. No, it's phenomenal, dude. Oh, yeah.
Maybe it starts that way and it comes off the bench to give a clutch heal.
Could be.
I can see it that way too.
Oh shit! Asking you shall receive. Here you go, Epic. Heli question says, here's a question for you, brother. You many Datacron level 3 rerolls does a Datacron need if a Datacron could roll the stat with more TM stat? Moving on. And
all of it?
Ignore that. He went back to work. All right. Have a good day at work, Hallie, you crazy Greek. And then I can't see the symbol over the E. I want to say it's Gleibson Amaral from Brazil, representing Brazil. I could be pronouncing that wrong,
nice.
But I can't see the actual symbol because my the symbol's too small.
I wish I knew Portuguese.
I do not know Portuguese, unfortunately, either. So, and I'm an American. I'm gonna butcher your name there. We're just, G Amaral. You gonna Amaral. Yeah. Use that in my car, clean it, makes it shiny. So if I butcher your name, apologies. But apologies. But we are glad to have you here. What else in 3 says, if you use rebels on offense, bring it in from reinforce and use it to heal anyone. Works well for that. Yeah, I agree. It's a good, pure ship. It's pure. All right, last call for questions. We're going to wrap it up while we're waiting to see if there's any more questions. Epic, you've been on vacation. You said you want to tell people about your channel or any content you're putting out?
Sure. It's been light right now. Usually it's GAC fun, Wampa Omicrons, First Order Omicron. I just love Omicrons and GAC, so that's a lot of what my thing is. They're terrible videos from iPhone. I've actually loaded OBS onto it, so hopefully my quality will get better here going forward very soon. I'm going to get some equipment and upgrade the stuff. I'm hoping, like I said before, if you missed it earlier, to get the Night Sisters Omicron so I can test it. I'll be a little behind on Malgus, but you can bet once I get that, probably it's going to take me the next start of Conquest. So not this one, but the one after that. Once that's finished, I will have that sector up and going and have Omicron fun with that in GAC. So yeah, it's I forget what it's either Epic Fails Epic Fails is just my YouTube, so you can look it up there. It's a little hard to find at first, but yeah, there's some fun stuff if you want to see what you can do. I do have Starkiller now too. Forgot about that.
Congrats.
So there'll be some fun with him. I've had a lot of fun messing around with him, so there will definitely be some videos of him coming too. So yep. GAC Omicron fun is usually what I'm putting up. And of course, if I do something stupid and it's on the tape, the fails will be up there as well.
Well, we blame Finn. All right. I think with that, we're going to wrap up a little bit early. But thank you guys for joining us. Now, if you're new to RSG, with any content creators, please feel free
to give them a thumbs up. Subscribe.
It does make a difference. It makes them happy. It makes me happy. So check out anybody that's ever on the channel. Check out their content. I like to pimp other people's stuff. And then for us, the same thing. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. We should be back tonight. Just follow us on Twitch. But if you're new to this stream on YouTube, we do Monday through Friday, 12 Eastern U.S. to usually I get about 2 to 3 hours every day, Monday through Friday at that time, for just SWGOH fun. We call it the lunch stream, just because it's lunchtime here in the U.S. And so we have fun doing all the events, everything that you can want to see, Conquest, GAC, whatever it is, we do it. We also do the Wednesday night stream, which is the longest running live stream in the SWGOH community. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free. I know I subjugated you guys to Finn last Wednesday. I apologize. Apologies for that. And then Friday, I didn't do it yesterday just because I just got my internet back. It was pandemonium. I did get a stream in yesterday, but things are looking back to normal. So, but yeah, we have happy hour on Fridays, or we always do GAC, and next week will be perfect because, well, it's 3v3, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So you can check all those streams. You can always go back and watch any of the live streams and stuff and just enjoy. It's just something fun to have in the background and listen to. So enjoy. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. So on behalf of myself and our boy Epic here, have a great rest of your day, guys. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Drink one for me and me and the homies. And we will holler at you guys later. Peace out.